Well, I think it's always good to win. I mean, there's no question that it's much better than the alternative. And I want to say, first of all, that it's a privilege to be up here and represent the University of Texas, and for us to get our 1100th win today and be a part of the history of Texas women's basketball is really special to me, and it is to our players also. I wish we would have played a little better tonight, but credit to Kansas, first of all, that they just continued to attack us and put a lot of pressure on our defense, and it wasn't one of our better outings defensively. Just couldn't stay between them and the basket. I just didn't think we were very sharp tonight defensively at all. I thought we shot the ball pretty well. And when we needed to execute, we executed really well. When we didn't need to, we didn't pay 1 ounce of attention to execution when we had a lead. And that's bothersome to me that we didn't put them away when we had an opportunity to do that. But as I said outside on the radio, it's our first week back in school, and we experienced kind of the same mental lull last year when we started classes. So maybe that was a little bit of our lack of focus today. Again, I don't want to say we didn't try hard. I just didn't think our focus was very good and our attention to detail was not very good. But again, it would be disrespectful not to give Kansas some credit for how they played. And we played good enough to win, and we'll move on and get ready for Oklahoma State.
Questions? Sharon, when you think of 1,100 or 11,000, 1,000 or how I'm blanking, but when you think of the
1,100.
1,100, thank you, Bill. When you think of 1,100,
Yeah.
what does that number mean to this program, to you as the head coach, to get them there?
Well, we were a part of the 1,000 wins, which was obviously a huge milestone, and now are only one of 6 programs in the history of women's basketball to have 1,100 wins. So, I mean, that's a big deal. It's a big deal to be a part of a storied program and be a part of the type of tradition that has been established here. And I'm proud. I'm proud that we got the win tonight, but ultimately I'm really proud and humbled to be a part of it.
Same question for the players. What does 1,100 kind of mean to you guys when you hear that number?
It means a lot. Like Coach said, I mean, you just take pride in playing for this program. I mean, I'm grateful to be a part of this program. Have a lot of great alumni, a lot of great people supporting us, and 1,100 wins. That's a lot. And, you know, it means a lot to us, and it means a lot to Coach as well. So I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Shug said, you know, I'm blessed to be here and be a part of such a great tradition, and knowing, you know, the amount of work it takes to make 1,100 wins. Like, no one does that. So that's amazing, you know. Just got to add on to that.
Sure, you were a big part of that run, especially late in the second quarter, and especially early on in the third quarter. I know Coach Snyder said that was kind of the difference in the game today.
Mm-hmm.
What were the keys coming out of the half that really made that possible to take that lead?
We just needed to lock in, and I needed to get my head straight and run the team, be the leader that I am. And I thought coming out of halftime, I had that focus, and I knew what to do coming out of halftime, and I knew that we needed a lead and we needed to get going. So I tried to do everything that I could coming out of halftime for my team.
Coach, it looked like the second quarter was when the defensive effort ramped up. You held them to 9 points, I believe.
Yeah.
What can you guys take from that effort as opposed to the other 3 quarters?
I think it's just today in particular, we just didn't have that sense of urgency for the entire game. We didn't necessarily start with it, and as Shug said, when they came out of halftime, I thought that our older players kind of asserted themselves because they're experienced, and I thought we played really well in the second and the third quarter, to be honest with you. We didn't start the game well, and that's where I think we have to do better. When we start games really well and aggressive and tempo high and all of that, then it seems to carry over throughout the entire game. It carries over to the players that come off the bench. But I think when it's a different feeling for a player that's coming off the bench, I think when they feel like they have to do something because the other players aren't, that's a different role. And I think when we're playing well and we're playing aggressive and then you put another player in and they feel like they can do the same thing, then we're a really good basketball team. But for some reason tonight, we just had a lulls. And this was the first game, I think, in probably 3 or 4 games that I did not think our bench played well. And that has been a real positive for us. And I don't mean that, I could go down the line, including myself, and say we all should have done things better. So that's not picking on anybody in particular, but I think that's been the difference in our team lately is that our bench has they've come off the bench, our young players have, and really made differences. They've held leads for us. They've even gotten leads for us. And I think tonight there was just a lack of focus. We would foul, and that would hurt a lead, or we would give up easy buckets, and then we'd lose the lead, and it just we had no flow to the way we played tonight. And we'll be better. We'll be better. I'm not worried. They know. I don't think I'm saying anything that they don't know. It's not like they're in the dark about it. That's the good thing about it. I think they recognize that they can be better.
Even with maybe some of your disappointments in not
Yeah.
being at the level you wanted today, it's 3 in a row after kind of rocky start to
Mhm.
Big 12 play. Do you feel like, in general, you're trending in the right direction, especially with 2 big road games coming up?
I do. I think that each game we're learning, in particular offensively. Again, offensively, if we cut down our turnovers, Joyner had a great line, but she's got to cut her turnovers down. Shug's line was really, really good, probably better than I'm giving her credit for because I'm hard on my point guards. But we have to cut our turnovers down so that we can get more chances to score. Because right now I think we're starting to learn each game, like what do we have an advantage in, what's open. Tonight I thought we did a pretty good job, especially in the second half, of recognizing that we could get the ball inside. And our post players asserted themselves. If you go back to the Kansas State game, they weren't open. They were not open. When I went back and looked at the film, I was like, no wonder they couldn't get the ball. But we hit 11 threes. So our offense is learning. These guys are learning what's open, where do we have an advantage, and then they're making the adjustments as the game goes along. Defensively, we have to play way better, and I think they know that. But, yes, we're in the right direction.
One closer to 11,000.
Yeah, that's a lot of wins.
Like how is the knee and how do you feel right now?
I feel good. I'll be fine. Just get some rest and get ready for the next game. So I'll be fine.
As a senior and leader on this team, how do you kind of snap your team out of those lulls, be they at the beginning of the game or at the beginning of the second half?
We just come together and we know what we're supposed to do. We know that we're playing bad on defense, so we know we're turning the ball over a lot. So just coming in the locker room and talking about it as a team, and it helps a lot. And we have a lot of experienced players, and we have a lot of experienced players coming off as a starting 5. So we knew what we needed to do coming out of the half, and we did what we had to do. So.